I have 5 years sober today, but I do not have 5 years of restored relationships. Let me say that a little bit cleaner. Yeah, I got sober, but I did not get everybody back. Some of the people that I hurt were my own kids, people that I had helped raise, people that I loved, people that I was supposed to protect, people who should have been able to depend on me without having to figure out which version of me was showing up that day. It's part of the cost. Addiction didn't only happen to me, it happened in my relationships. It happened in broken promises. It happened in moments when people that I loved could not count on the person who was supposed to be the dependable one. Some people carried emotions and responsibilities that never should have been theirs to carry. I can't pull those years back and somehow redistribute that weight. That is part that nobody wants on their anniversary coin. 5 years sober does not erase what other people survived while I was drinking. I wasn't the only person recovering from my addiction. Other people were, in fact, recovering from me, from loving somebody that they couldn't trust anymore. And their recovery did not begin on the same day that mine did. I knew what was changing inside of me. They only knew what they had experienced from me. Those are not the same thing. I wanted them to see the man that I was becoming, but they had every right to remember the man they needed protection from. Both can be true. Back in part one, I told you about leaving 65 days of treatment and going to a family event, and one of the people that I helped raise wouldn't speak to me, and I wanted that conversation. I didn't get it. And I said, as I told you, I felt rejected. I got angry. I decided that my anger gave me permission to drink 7 hours after leaving treatment. But here's the part that I had to learn down the road. That no did not appear out of nowhere. What felt like rejection to me may have been protection for them, but I made their boundary about what I felt, my pain. Then I caused my pain to create more harm. That was the pattern. But in recovery, I had to learn how to hear no without turning it into self destruction, without drinking, without retaliating, without forcing another conversation that they didn't want to have, without demanding that somebody recognize the new me before they felt safe enough to believe that that even existed. No is a complete sentence, and I don't get to turn their period into a comma. No, but I'm sober. No, but I said I was sorry. No, but I've changed. No, but just give me one more chance to explain. No, period. Complete sentence. Even when it comes from somebody that I love, even when I helped cause that distance, even when I believed they would understand if they could only see me now, even when the answer breaks my fucking heart. Their no is not an attack on my recovery. It just may be part of theirs. And that is where amends become more than saying, I'm sorry. The sorry matters. But the sorry is just an event. An amends is a pattern when done right. An apology is what I say. Safety is what the other person experiences, and I do not get to grade my own safety. Some people have, in fact, accepted my amends. Some haven't. Some have watched from a distance to see if it was real, if it was going to last. Some relationships haven't gone back to the form that I wanted, and honestly, some may never. Getting sober did not entitle me to their forgiveness. My apology did not create an obligation for them to trust me. My 5 years did not purchase access back into anybody's life. Sobriety is not an invoice. Nobody owes me a reconciliation as payment. Sometimes the amends means repairing what can actually be repaired. Sometimes it means, I guess, respecting a boundary that we hate. Sometimes it means leaving somebody the hell alone because contacting them may relieve our guilt, but it reopens their wound. An amends is not a crowbar. It's not a way for prying open the door that somebody closed for their safety. It's not a performance designed to prove that I'm a good person now. The old normal is exactly what caused the harm, and real amends asks the harder question, though. How does a changed person behave when the answer is still no? Do I respect the boundary? Do I stay honest? Do I keep my word? Do I keep changing when nobody is giving me credit for it? Can I accept the consequence without turning it into another excuse to disappear? That's living the amends. See, there's a difference between guilt and shame. Guilt says, I caused harm. Shame says, I am nothing but the harm that I've caused. But if I deny the guilt, I avoid the accountability. And if I surrender to the shame, I disappear and repair nothing. And shame can sound humble while keeping the conversation centered on me. If my apology ends with the person I hurt having to comfort me, then I've handed them one more burden. Accountability keeps the focus on the impact. I did it. It mattered. You don't deserve what I did, but I cannot control what you do with my apology. I'm only responsible for what I do next. Yes, I can be proud of the man that I've become and still grieve what it cost the people around me to finally become that person. I can celebrate the 5 years and still acknowledge that some people paid a price before I did. I can forgive myself without demanding that they forgive me. But I can also stop punishing myself without asking them to stop protecting themselves, because trust is not repaired by one powerful conversation. It's repaired when repair is possible through experiences of safety, by keeping my word, by showing up when I said I would, by telling the truth when a lie could be easier, respecting no without being cruel. Trust was damaged through my patterns, and it's got to be rebuilt through new patterns, not some grand speech, some grand gesture, but ordinary predictability again and again and again and again. And that is what much of these 5 years have really looked like. Not me walking around announcing some grand change, but me answering the phone, being present on an ordinary Tuesday, accepting that consistency is not something that I prove once. It's how I live now. I have lost time that I will never recover. I have lost access that I cannot demand back. I have lost credibility that one apology could never restore. There are versions of relationships that I want that may never exist again. That is the cost. Yes, I can earn degrees. I can become a therapist. I can stand on a stage singing or playing music. I can build something meaningful out of what almost destroyed me, but none of that rewrites what they've lived. My growth cannot be used as evidence against their pain. The man that I am now does not erase the impact of the man that I was then. But the man that I was then does not get to decide every choice that the man that I am now gets to make. That is recovery too. Living with consequences without anesthesia. Sobriety did not remove the consequences. Yes, it removed the alcohol that I used to avoid feeling those consequences. But to let it hurt without deciding pain gives me permission to create more pain. Relapse would not prove how sorry I am. No, it would just create one more harm. So I keep changing. Whether they ever come back or not. If you are in recovery and somebody has not forgiven you, please don't weaponize your sobriety against them. Maybe their healing requires a life that does not include you. Could be. That truth can break your heart without becoming permission to break yourself all over again. Do not use their no as proof that your change is pointless, though. And do not use your change as proof that their no is somehow wrong. Ask yourself this: who are you still asking to heal in your timeline? Can you become safe without demanding access? What if you never get them back? Are you still willing to get well? That's the question. Because recovery is not convincing people that I've changed. Recovery is changing so completely that their answer no longer decides who I become next. I cannot talk anybody into trusting me ever again. I can only become somebody trustworthy. I cannot make anybody forgive me, but I can stop repeating what required forgiveness. I cannot rewrite what they've experienced, but I can make damn sure the pattern ends with me. Yes, I have 5 years sober today. 5 years sober did not give me everything back, but it taught me how to live without destroying what I still have. Say sorry, repair what you can, respect what you can't, then live the apology. Not to get invited back, not because somebody is cheering you on and clapping and throwing a party, but because the pattern has to end somewhere. Let it end with you. Presence before progress. That was part 3 of part of the 4 parts. If you haven't had a chance to, parts 1 and 2 are linked in the comments below. Go back and watch part 1, part 2. They'll give you context for part 3 here and then what is coming in the final part 4.